In the last few months, farmers have come forward and warned about an upcoming shortage. Interestingly, a few months back, researchers were telling people not to worry, and that there won't be any shortages coming in the near future, and that 2023 will be a great year for food production. Although this put some people at rest, insiders were not buying it, and said that from their point of view they were seeing things completely differently. They carried on by saying that people should prepare themselves for what's coming. One user on social media said they work as an insider, and that things right now are not looking good. They said the following: "There has been a distraction over these past few months. I won't go into detail about those specific distractions, but just go on social media or turn on the TV and you'll know what I'm talking about. Working for the government and also other businesses gives me a certain insight that others don't have, and I can tell you right now that something big is about to happen, and it's going to affect a lot of people. These soaring prices aren't just randomly happening, and in the last few months dozens of food processing plants have mysteriously gone up in flames. This is a worrying trend, and what's even more worrying is the fact that no one really seems to be reporting on this. Articles over the last few months have warned that things are only going to get worse in the near future, and that people need to start preparing for the worst possible outcome." End quote. World Farmers Organization President Theo de Jager said the following: "I'm not sure it's possible anymore to avoid a food crisis. The question is, how wide and deep will it be? Most importantly, farmers need peace, and peace needs farmers. If you speak to a farmer in North America or Oceania, the main topic is fertilizers, specifically the price and availability of fertilizers. Prices are more than 78% higher than average in 2021, and this is cracking up the production side of agriculture. In many regions, farmers simply can't afford to bring fertilizers to their farms, or even if they could, the fertilizers are not available to them, and it's not just fertilizers but agrochemicals and fuel as well. This is a global crisis and it requires a global response." End quote. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment have also been vocal about some strange events involving cattle, in which farmers have been waking up and finding out the majority of their stock has expired, seemingly under mysterious conditions, which has led them to question how and why this is happening. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment said this is just the latest thing to hit the cattle industry, with other insiders saying that everyone right now is walking into a food shortage, and many ranchers and farmers are turning down their production, with one farmer saying that chicken farmers, egg producers, milk producers and beef and lamb suppliers are shutting down their production lines because feed prices are going through the roof and becoming unaffordable. One farmer wasn't too pleased about the announcement that rich individuals were buying up large amounts of farmland in the United States, going on to say the following: "I often hear people saying things like, what happened to local farmers? And why are there no more local farmers markets? And the reason for this is because billionaires are buying up farmland, and there's no way that we can compete with the things that they're doing. A lot of these areas are functioning, and in some areas the farmland that's been purchased is growing foods like potatoes, carrots, corn and rice, and they have contracts signed with massive companies like McDonald's, and there's simply no way that local farmers can go up against this. Even if we have a great harvest, we might not be able to sell to the companies that we were before, because they're now rubbing shoulders with these billionaires, and they're taking priority. I would say give it 10 years and you're going to see a huge decrease in farmers. In fact, the field next to mine is just sold to a construction company, and they've announced they're building 5,000 houses there. Why is a farmer going to struggle in this day and age when he can get brought out by a rich person? Yes, it may be a one-off payment and they'll never own land like that again, but most farmers don't have a choice now. The sad thing is that once this land is gone, it's gone, and it worries me what our future landscape is going to look like." End quote. Another farmer in New York has said that young farmers are getting outbid by the competition. They said the following: "If you're looking at what this means for farmers on the ground looking to access land, there's significant competition from non-farmers, and that really affects young farmers because it means that the price they're trying to compete with on the marketplace is driven and determined by people who are not dependent on a farming income." End quote. One farmer has said he's had enough of the struggle, and things just aren't what they used to be. He said that soon they will control food and that production won't be what it used to be, saying that it's pretty much happening right now before our very eyes. Instead, it's sad because there's literally nothing these independent farmers can do about it. End quote. These companies have also contributed to large water withdrawal in places like Florida's aquifer system, which in turn leads to the formation of destructive algae blooms, and this can have devastating effects on wildlife. So what do you guys make of these announcements? And do you think this is something we should be worried about? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.